Well, I was just writing Val a note about it. It's not directly related, except for it does speak to the ideas I've been getting, let's say, about this whole next year, and something I wrote down here. I'll just repeat it, and gotta scroll up through this. And I said that this year brings in a new set of cycles, both in the worldly terms, but also moving beyond. We can share this with all those who will be aware and do the real focus beyond the obfuscation and the creation determined. And so this is that new wave now to take on the great ride. Let's take a ride. We have to continually get on the board, and sometimes it's a very, very long, great ride, and sometimes it's a little shorter. But anyway, those things are come into my attention on certain areas of the environmental thing. But here next door, we had an event happen just this morning, just a few minutes ago. We had some new neighbors who bought the property that was next door. And the woman who was living there before had not made friends with us. And she did a number of things that were unfriendly. She called the sheriff on me once. Never had that happen to me in my whole life. Nonetheless, she's gone, and the neighbors are Latino, and we exchanged information, and they were very much, we were open to sharing anything you'd like us, we'll do, let us know if you need anything, and vice versa. And all this like completely different category. But because we share behind our house, this property line behind us is wooded land for, I guess, about 10 acres between the two of us, maybe more, behind us. And so because I've been thinking of something to do with building an all-natural environmental solar green power lodge as a model for something that we could do here. Now I have a feeling that it's very possible that these people might be part of this, or that there's something to focus on with that. And what it represents, I think, is more that this continuous wave of people who are actually looking for something, perhaps that makes more sense. And there's a huge population because of the situation with real estate, insurance, money, banking, pollution, food, economy, and all of those, worldly points. But so that's kind of cool. I haven't had that much good news around here from almost anything, and seeing the large number of people that are polluted, etc., intensely polluted. So I've had the birds and the animals coming, let's say, in different avenues and respects, and especially I'd say the birds, because all their trees have been cut down. I mean, the whole county practically looks like a desert. It's just blocks of trees in front of houses, cut down trees that are ready to be taken away. And what they do with them is not what they should do, which is to recycle the trees into soil which is what the Green Power Lodge and other things is able to do, and bioengineers the soil, doubles its content of function and value. So, yeah, this is one of these areas. Now, I also heard about something else without going into it. It's called the Novo Foundation, and the owner is the son of Warren Buffett. I don't know what number he is, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 richest men in the world or something, or corporate richest men. May not be the richest man, because the corporate people, the richest men are not the corporate people, essentially, you know. In any case, his son is named Peter, and he is the head of the Novo Foundation that has gone into a town in New York, and they're building have built a park, excuse me, a agricultural system farm of about on 150,000 acres, or maybe it's 15,000 acres. That sounds about right. And they're feeding, generally speaking, the population of the city and the area in the town called Kingston. And so they're also training the people. The foundation trains in farming and other environmental aspects. And so it's an all-inclusive idea. They've also created a currency that they call Buffett funds, or bucket bucks. Buffett bucks. And so this is a currency that's only available within the town or the confines of the area of the people who are connected with all of this. You know, that sounds like a really good model. At least it sounds good in a general way, and maybe very specifically, let's say. But the point being, again, there's movements in this area, and I think it has something to do with the dream that was given to Ramon about a movement from Mexico into the central United States, and so forth, that was shared a week or two back here. And so I'm just putting all those things together like that, Val, and it's interesting because these things come up in alignments, you know, like the individuals come up, and this people next door, I think, probably could be builder type people. And just to finish one more, is my friend who's in the hospital with a broken back, is one of the local people who was a very good welder, very, very, very good when he's working, and he can fix or adapt his craft to all kinds of different metal working, you know, and as a mechanic. So I visited him, and I gave him a book called Back to Eden, and also a Whole Earth, not a catalog, but what do you call it? Mother Earth News book I had. You know, I don't think that he's capable of doing it, or probably now, but see, this is what should have been done and didn't get done before in the last 60 years, and it's been 60 years since HEPPNER began, or a few years more, not much. Actually, it's going to be 60 years in this next year. Without putting a marker on that, I'm only suggesting that it's definitely something afoot. The because they've done nothing at all in any of these frameworks, and or in their own framework of anything but keeping it all stuck in place. That means that nothing happens, they don't do anything, and nothing's real, generally speaking. So I just wanted to say that because of this particular day is the Saturday of the weekend where they're all sitting around saying, "Oh, how lovely." And well, I had a dream last night with my friend that is an echist that I knew for almost this whole time, 40 years. And she lived in Hawaii, and now she's back in any case in Chicago. And this little dream was something about giving her or having her get something or giving me something. I don't know what it was. All I remember about it or get from it is that what it was is a tiny little value piece, but you know, a little piece of value that's hardly even touches the surface, really. And that's what I got from it. You know, either she tried to give me something, you know, and I was thinking it's really hardly anything at all, or the other way around, that what I had tried to give was very small compared to what could be given. And that's another good way of looking at it. I think that's more likely. But to even get the impression across of the limitation and the we're at the tip of the iceberg here, I guess you'd say, really, the beginning of this entire thing, in its new wave. You know, I'm just using words, making it up as I go, but thanks, Val, and appreciate you letting me, yep, I think I put together what's going on at this moment. So, new you, new you.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah. Thanks, Peter. Okay. An update from El Gato. It's the place that we did a lot of hiking to, Peter and I. We met this fellow, Bloss. Peter Bloss broke his leg real bad, so he's coming home pretty soon. He didn't say why. But if he ever win the lottery, he's putting his ranch up for sale. He didn't say how much, but it is for sale. Nice part of Baja.